Good morning, class 10th. This is the portion refraction, and in today's class, we are going to draw the diagrams of the image formed by a convex lens. So, the first case is when object is at infinity, then the image position will be at f2. In lenses, there is two focuses, that is focus 1 and focus 2, and the 2f1, that is 2 focus 1, is also the center of curvature 1, and on the other hand this is 2f2, that is center of curvature of second lens. The nature of image will be real and inverted. Size will be point sized or highly diminished. Why? Because the rays are coming parallel to the principal axis, and as this is a convex lens, this will converge the rays to the focus. So here will be the image formation, that is highly diminished, or we can call it point size. The image nature will be in real and inverted. The second point is when object is beyond 2f1. This point is 2f1, or we can call it the center of curvature of lens 1. Here is the object, that is AB. So the very first rule, if the rays goes parallel to the principal axis, it will converge and moves through focus, and the another ray that will move through the optical lens or optical center will go in the same direction. So this is the point where they both intersect each other, and this is the point where the image will form. The nature of the image will be real and inverted. Size will be diminished. See, the object size is bigger than the image size, so that's why we have mentioned it diminished. Here, distance from the object to the optical center is known as u. Distance between the image formed and the optical center is v, and the distance between the focus and optical center is f. Third is when object is at 2f1, the image position at 2f2. Nature of image will be real and inverted, and size will be same. As the first rule is, this is object AB, the first rule is if the ray goes parallel to the principal axis, it will converge through focus, and the ray that is going through optical center will move in the further direction. So here this is the point where they both intersect each other and the image formation took place. Here the size is almost same. So this is AB, the object, and this is A dash B dash, that is the image. The nature of image will be real and inverted. Here is the fourth step, or the fourth case, when object is between f1 and 2f1. The image position will be beyond 2f2. Nature of image will be real and inverted. Size will be enlarged. So this is 2f1 and this is f1. Here is the object AB. Rule 1, if the ray goes parallel to the principal axis, it will move through the focus, and when a ray moves through optical center, it will move further in that direction. So here is the point where they both intersect each other, and the point where image form. Its nature is 2, real and inverted, and it will form beyond 2f2. This is actually bigger than the size of the object, so that's why we have mentioned it as enlarged. Here is the fifth case, when object is at f1, that is focus 1, image position at infinity. Nature of image will be real and inverted. Size will be highly enlarged. So here is the object, that is AB. First rule, when the ray move parallel to the principal axis, it will move through the focus. And the second one, as same as the when the ray move through optical center, it will move further in that direction. So these ray will never ever intersect each other. They will always be in a parallel position to each other. So that's why the image position will be at infinity and it will be highly enlarged. Now moving next to the sixth situation, that is when object is between f1 and optical center. What happens when object is between f1 and optical center? This is the object a dash b dash. Here the first rule, when the ray move through parallel to the principal axis, it will move through the focus. But here we will take an imaginary ray on the very same side of the object. The image position will be on the same side of the lens as object. The nature of image will be virtual and erect. Size will be enlarged. So here's the second rule, when the ray is moving through the optical center. Here in this case as well, we will take an imaginary ray that will move in the object's direction, and this is the point where they both intersect each other and the image formation will take place here, that is a dash and b dash. Now here are some rules for image formation by concave lens. A ray of light parallel to principal axis appear to diverge from principal focus located on the same side of the lens. See what happens in concave lenses. When a ray comes parallel to the principal axis, it will diverge and we will take the imaginary ray moving through the focus. The second rule is, a ray of light appearing to meet at principal focus of a concave lens will emerge parallel to principal axis. It means if a ray is coming and the imaginary ray will go through the focus, after striking to the lens, the ray will move parallel to the principal axis. This is the second rule. And the third one is as same as in the convex lens, that a ray of light passing through the optical center of lens will emerge without any deviation. It means it will move in the very same direction in which it comes. So here are the ray diagram of image formed by concave lens. Very first is, when object is at infinity, then the image position is at f1. Nature of image will be virtual and erect. Size will be point sized or highly diminished. So see what happens in this case. Rays are coming through infinity, that will come parallel to the principal axis and it will diverge it, and we have to take the imaginary rays from both of these rays that comes parallel to the principal axis, and this is the point where they both intersect each other, that is f1. The image size will be very diminished, or we can say highly diminished, or a point sized. The nature of image will be virtual and erect. Here is the second case in concave lens. When object is placed between infinity and optical center, image position will be between f focus and optical center. The nature of image will be virtual and erect, and size will be diminished. So here is the object, that is AB, that is in between 2f1, or we can call it center of curvature of first lens, and between the focus 1. So the first rule, the ray that is coming parallel to the principal axis will diverge, and we have to take the imaginary ray from here. The third rule is, a ray of light passing through the optical center will emerge without any deviation. So this is the point where they both intersect each other and the point where the image will form, that is a dash and b dash. Here is the image form. This is quite smaller than the object size, so that's why we have mentioned it as diminished. Now moving next, here we have our lens formula, just like as the mirror formula, that is 1 upon v minus 1 upon u is equals to 1 upon f. Same goes with the magnification, that is m, or magnification is equals to height of image upon height of object, that is v upon u. Here is power of lens. What is power of lens? It is defined as the reciprocal of focal length in meter. If we reciprocate the focal length in meter, then the power of length will be defined. The degree of convergence or divergence of light rays is expressed in terms of power. Or here is the formula of power. Power P is equals to 1 upon V minus 1 upon U is equals to 1 upon F. The SI unit of power is diopter, that is defined as with capital D. So 1 D or 1 diopter is 1 upon 1 per meter, or 1 meter minus 1. One diopter is the power of lens whose focal length is 1 meter. 1 diopter is the पावर ऑफ लेंस, यानी कि 1 डायोप्टर वो पावर लेंस की वो पावर होती है जो कि हम रेसिप्रोकेट कर देते हैं फोकल लेंथ को इन 1 मीटर. पावर ऑफ कन्वेक्स लेंस विल ऑलवेज बी पॉजिटिव. पावर ऑफ कनकेव लेंस विल बी नेगेटिव. पावर is inversely proportional to 1 upon focal length or the thickness. Here power of lens combination P is equals to P1, P2, P3. It means जितने भी हमें lenses given होंगे उन सब की powers को हम add कर देंगे, so that will be the power of lens combination. So here the portion refraction done, and this chapter as well. We will proceed chapter 11 in our next class.